the fact that we're able to do a show with 4 women and be somewhat well received, I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football. Hayden Hurst, the tight end. First of all, I like him because he's a ginger. Second of all, I like him because it's all about mental health. That's what every team needs, is a ginger and somebody who's all about mental health.
I loved everything Urban Meyer. It made me feel better about everything. I'm his biggest fangirl right now. I would give him a lap dance if I could.
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker, I guess. The what? Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker. You never heard of a steak hooker?
Who they say gon' beat the Bengals? Who they say gon' beat the Bengals? Nobody!
What is up, everybody? Who day, and welcome to Tigress Talk. We are the first and only Bengal show created by women. I am Jess, aka Hube, and I am joined by 2 of my most favorite friends on the planet Earth. My friend Bengals Whitney down in Florida, and my dear friend Kayla down in Northern Kentucky. Thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. Jerry was not able to join us tonight. Growing a human is a lot of work, and she is really busy cooking that baby right now. So our thoughts and all of our love are with Jerry right now. Hope you power through this last week or so, couple days, I think, till we're get to meet the baby. But anyway, thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody watching live. Thank you everybody watching after the fact. We appreciate you all. If you found us on YouTube, it would mean a lot to us if you subscribe. We are giving away that beautiful game-worn autographed Von Bell jersey. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway for that. So make sure you are subscribing. All right, who we got here? We got Yash. Hey, Yash. He said, I get this one an hour early as my clicks went back on Sunday.
Oh, where do you live, Yash, then?
He's in the UK, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their daylight saving is always a week before ours. So
yeah,
that's cool. Stranger 4420 says, Hoo day, Stranger, thanks for being here. Oh, Greg Luther is here. He says, Hoo day, ladies. Rough loss, keep moving forward. Absolutely. Haas is here. He says, Hoo day, Haas. Thanks for being here. Mary's here. Hey, Mary. Thanks so much for being here. She says, Hoo day, all. Hoo day, Mary. All right. Greg says he's ready for Luther Vision. So here we go.
Yay.
I try not to look too crazy. I feel like in all of them, I'm like, no, it's crazy. I get crazy.
We ought to start coordinating and doing weird things every week.
Yeah.
I like when we were on Vogue or whatever when we were on what was that, Bengals Cruise?
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. It's an honor to be on Luther Vision, as always. And Kelsey's here. Hey, Kelsey. She says, Hoo day, ladies. Hoo day, everybody. We appreciate you all. So, game recap.
Do we have to?
I don't want to. But I will say that the opening drive was really impressive. And that pick at the end was like a total fluke thing. But then I really kind of felt like that set the tone and not in a good way. And also, I'm eating pumpkin pie graters ice cream tonight.
Well, that sounds amazing.
Just for Brian Artbook, because he hates pumpkin and everything pumpkin. This is me trolling Brian, is eating my orange pumpkin ice cream, Brian. But anyway, so, the first drive I thought was great. That interception was very unfortunate. And then, I hate to be the one that complains about officiating, but I'm always the one that complains about officiating because I hate officiating. So,
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Sick of them. I'm just so sick of them controlling these games and interfering in these games, and it's just very annoying to me.
I've always been told, like, really good officiating is the officiating you don't notice. It should be so in the background. It should be so, like, restrained a little bit.
Like offensive linemen.
Yeah, you don't notice them if they're doing great. Yeah.
They're doing a good job. Multiple people were talking about flags. People who don't talk about flags, like I always talk about flags. Like it's the first thing that I'm going to complain about, and I don't care. Say whatever you want about it. I don't care. I'm going to complain about flags because I can. But there are people complaining about flags that don't normally complain about flags. So I sort of feel a little bit legitimized that, Jake Lisco was complaining about flags. There were some other
Yeah.
people that I saw. So you know what? That kind of made me feel better about my life. But
And there were
I
a bunch
also
of no calls that were dumb too. It was like,
oh
I felt like Hendrickson was held like the entire game, and
always
it was
being
never, yeah.
yeah,
I know
those
Duke
were just as
Manyweather.
frustrating.
I know Duke Manyweather always wants to argue about the holding calls, but I'm sorry. When he's being held from behind, when they're literally got their arms wrapped around him and he's like trying to leave, like go somewhere, that should be called as a hold every time.
Yeah.
And, obviously things didn't get a lot. I thought for sure we were going to come back in the second half.
I did too.
Yeah. We started to, it was just too
Did
late.
not.
It was just disappointing all the way around. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was rough to watch. It would have made it a little more entertaining. I was talking about the refs. I really wish for Halloween games they'd come out in like skeleton outfits, like black and white skeleton outfits. Like, why can't we be more fun? No fun league. Hashtag no fun league.
Yeah, Greg said Higgins was held the entire game. I thought, yeah, I definitely think that they could have called pass interference on him on a lot of different plays. I think some of them, I'll throw him a bone because there were some where I think there was pushing him from both, but I definitely think that the defender started it and did it way too long down. I mean, because you can push off a little bit, I think, at the beginning, and then within after you get
5
past a certain
yards.
amount of yards, you're not supposed to be touching them anymore, and you're definitely not supposed to be holding their arm down as they're trying to catch the ball. So I
Yeah.
agree, Greg. That was annoying. Kelsey said there were so many defensive holding, pass interference from the Browns that weren't called all game long. Yes. So annoying. I'm glad everyone else sees it too. We can all just yell about it together and we can just be whatever.
Yeah. We saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it.
We did.
Yeah.
It didn't help.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was insult to injury at that point, I think. We already weren't playing great. It was already going to be a rough game with the injuries that we've had so far. And then that just sort of just made everything worse and just, made me feel worse about it.
And I'm not gonna blame the game on it, the outcome. We obviously got massively outplayed. However, I will say you never know, sometimes a call at certain times, it changes the momentum of the game. We get a one or two of those calls early in the game, you don't know. Maybe the momentum shifts, maybe things are different, but you can't play that game. I know you can't play that game. We sucked on Monday. There's just no bones about it. But it is disappointing when it's like that, called like that.
Yeah, Greg says Bell was clearly held on that play. Would have been a huge momentum change for the Bengals. Yeah. Kelsey agrees. Yeah. Yeah. So it was disappointing, but I still think that there are positive things to take away from the game. I still think that there's reason to be optimistic about the team. I mean, you think about last year, you think about where we were at this point last year, we were basically in the exact same position. We lost awfully to the Browns. We were 5-4 going into the bye. I think we're going to win on Sunday and be 5-4 going into the bye again. So, things are shaping up kind of similarly. So we're not out of it yet. And I think people are writing everything off and saying oh, there's no way we're going to get home field advantage. There's no way we're going to get a first round bye. There's no way we're going to blah, 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 blah. So I just feel like it's too soon for that because things happen. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kayla.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
This is not important. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to say, I think that people are really also disheartened about all the injuries, but we do have the bye coming up, and it's not like the rest of the AFC North is not heavily injured as well. We're still in it as far as that is concerned. So,
I mean, we were so lucky last year with injuries.
Yeah.
It was really foolish to think that we would get that lucky again. Now, I was hoping for it and praying for it, obviously, but it's just one of those things. It's just one of those luck things. And, I know Cap has mentioned it before. There's a chart where it's the least injured teams go to the Super Bowl. I mean, we were one of the most least injured teams, and so were the Rams last year. So that's how we got to the Super Bowl. I mean, there is a little bit of luck involved. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I talked about it. We all talked about it leading up to this season. Not to take for granted, did our team get better in the off season? It sure looked that way. But also, people were going to play us different. And then also, like, are we going to have the same luck with injuries that we did last year? Clearly, we're not. The thing I'm optimistic about, like what you said, Kayla, we have a bye coming up at a good time for us right now. But then also, most of these guys are not season-ending injuries. They're coming back at a time where we're going to need them most. So if we can just galvanize and win as much as possible between now and then, we still have a dog in the fight for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So Cap reminded me of that was Football Outsiders adjusted games lost is that stat that he likes to quote all the time. That's has to do with injuries. But Derek, I don't have any Thanksgiving spirit, okay? Because there are no happy Thanksgiving songs that I know of. And I don't have a Thanksgiving sweater or a Thanksgiving Santa hat. So this is what's making me happy right now, okay?
Really isn't any Thanksgiving songs,
this.
is there? We should fix that.
What, the Thanksgiving songs things?
There really isn't, is there?
You guys probably don't watch Bob's Burgers, do you?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the gravy boat.
The gravy boat song. It's not a navy boat. It's a gravy boat. They made a Thanksgiving song. They had the exact same argument, Whitney. They were like, why are there no Thanksgiving songs? We're going to write a banger Thanksgiving song. And then they wrote a Thanksgiving song that basically at the end was like, sailors in your mouth. And got really, it kind of went off the rails a little bit, but you know, they did try. They did try to make a Thanksgiving song. So.
Well, I know what I'm Googling after this is over.
It's
the
funny.
whole episode's great. Yeah.
All those like cartoons are like my guilty pleasure. Like that's like how I turn my brain off and unwind. But yeah. Bengals Nation 09. Hey, how's it going? He says, I was there Monday in Cleveland. Woof.
God love you. You get a game ball.
Yeah. I would love to know how that experience was because that sounds terrifying to me. Talk about scary. Because, yeah. Wait, I think I probably have a button for that somewhere.
You got a rim shot?
Hold
on. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're using that.
I'm not fast with these, so it really ruins it because the moment is gone, and then I'm like,
so much
hold
better.
on, and I'm like staring at this thing on my desk here. Anyway, Derek says I can point you to somewhat
Thanksgiving songs.
All right, Derek,
Yeah.
if you got Thanksgiving songs, I want to hear them. Also, can't enjoy Christmas without being thankful. Derek, I never said I wasn't thankful, okay? Stop putting words in my mouth, Derek.
She's thankful for her Christmas sweater, Derek.
Ben Rector, the Thanksgiving song. Oh, I don't know that one. I'll have to Google that too. We'll be Googling lots of things after the show. But despite the injuries, I do think that the defense had a good game. So I do want to get into the bombshell breakdown because she does a really great job of talking about how our defense was able to try and get some things done. Obviously, it didn't win the game for us, but I really appreciated her breakdown this week. So let's get to that.
Hey y'all, this is Kayla Caskey back with this week's edition of the Bombshell Breakdown, and today we're going to be looking at how our defense was able to get to the Browns a little bit. They didn't have a whole lot of treats for us this week. The Browns brought a lot of tricks, but our defense was able to get to the quarterback in a couple of different ways. So let's look at the film. Okay, y'all, so remember how been talking about Tampa 2 and how people have been playing Tampa 2 against our offense. Let's take a look at our defense and how our defense plays Tampa 2. So remember, Tampa 2 is a version of coverage 2, so we're going to split the field in half here. This guy's got this side deep, this guy's got this side deep, and this little guy is going to drop a little bit here and kind of have everything in the middle. Then we got our guys that's going to cover the little intermediate pass underneath. So let's watch how this play forms out, and this is going to be a sack for the defense because our coverage 2 defense has got all of the receivers covered up. Okay, so here we go. He's got the back, kind of in the middle, and these little guys have all the underneath pass. Pen's not working. So see, everybody's covered up, which allows our rush defense to get to the quarterback because he can only stay in the pocket for so long, and he just didn't scramble well enough. So there you go, a sack by the defense. Okay, y'all. And so on this one, the Bengals are in cover 0 defense. So this guy's going to have him, boom, boom, and this guy's got this guy. And eventually he's going to pop in, but they're going to have 8 guys going against the Browns 7. So how are the Browns going to cover 7 guys when the Bengals are bringing 8, which ends up into a sack? But let's kind of watch it go. So the running back's going to kind of bounce back in. And this guy here is trying to figure out, well, how am I going to cover him? And so he ends up coming over here on the line. There's a little confusion, but they get it together. But let's watch these 2 guys here, how they were going in, acting like they were going to rush, which consumed part of the Browns' offensive guys. But then eventually they do back out to cover part of the field, and it ends into a sack. So let's watch it from the end zone. You can see it a little bit clearer there. Okay, so here we have it from the end zone. You can see it a lot better here when our running back comes into play here, which brings another guy with him. So there's our running back. And then when this guy comes on this side, you could see we're fixing to have a lot of rushers coming in 3-on-2 from this side. And the running back's going to come over and try to help, but he totally misses this guy. And even if he did, you still got 2 more guys coming in. So let's watch. So here we go. He's going to miss there. And then he's like, oh. But then there was 2 more guys coming as well. So it was a sack no matter what. All right, y'all. Well, I hope y'all saw how the defense made some positive impacts this past week. Now, going forward, let's count our blessings and let's go on into November with some victories. Okay, this has been Kayla Caskey with this week's edition of Bombshell Breakdown.
I just love her so much. You know, it's interesting that she talked about that second sack, because I remember watching that thinking like, oh my God, our guys are confused. They're moving things around. They're changing things around at the last minute. They're obviously like shuffling around, and the one guy's like yelling at somebody and pointing, and they're running all over the place. And I'm thinking like, what? Oh God, this better not go for a big play. And then he got sacked, and I was like, called it. By the way, Mel, we stand.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Anyway. Dalton's here. Hey, Dalton. He says, "Hoo day, ladies. Hoo day, Dalton." Oh, and Kevin's here too. Hey, Kevin. Hello. How's it going? Derek says, "Love y'all." We love you too, Derek. That's why we can joke around with you like that. I feel like Derek and Dale are like my brothers that I just, you know, we just make fun of each other all the time and give each other crap all the time. So,
yeah.
But okay, so Whitney, can we talk about your balls this week? You do not have a game ball, is that correct?
Let's talk about my balls, please.
All right.
Yeah.
Hot, hike.
All right, so instead of giving like a traditional game ball this week, because I was racking my brain, guys, but instead, I think what's more important is that we get the football gods back on our side. So I suggest that we take my game ball, my proverbial game ball, and sacrifice it to the football gods this week. The offering, hopefully, that they need so that we have a better week against the Panthers. So no game ball this week except for the one I just sacrificed.
How does this work? Do we need fire? Is there a spell? What?
I think it's definitely fire, right? It's got to be fire. I think I'll stab it with a dagger first. Let the air out. A la Brady. Deflate it. And then set it on fire.
That should work.
I'm open to suggestions.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Bengals Nation 09 was there at the game in Cleveland. He's a brave soul. He said, I think the real highlight of the game, which those at home didn't get to see because it was only for people at the game, was the halftime show when they had a whole dance troupe performed Michael. Oh, did they do the Thriller dance? Oh, here we go. Second part. Michael Jackson's Thriller. And once the song concluded, they dropped over like they were dead. And they were in full zombie costumes. And one guy was even dressed like Michael Jackson. Wow.
That's so fun.
Right.
I learned the Thriller dance one time, but I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I don't remember most of it. I just know you start walking and you're like, then you like tilt your head.
Yeah.
Tilt your head and then you're like spread out. Yeah. I love it. That's great. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good time there despite being in Cleveland and watching that game. glad there was other forms of joy in Cleveland. That is great. All right. Well, let's get to some viewer submissions. I don't think we had any actual questions this week. Does anybody? I'm pulling it up right now on my phone, but I don't remember any actual questions. Our friend Christian, who normally is good for some questions, did not have any questions this week. Oh, wait, hold on. We got one from Mary. Here we go. Last minute submission from Mary. She says, what are your thoughts on Joe Mixon's rushing struggles? Mixon's total rushing yards after contact are after contact. I should not try to read things live. But total rushing yards after contact are 132, ranking 31st in the league. Mixon's rushing yards after contact per rushing attempt is 1 yard. One. She said that in exclamation point. He is ranked at 98 amongst all running backs in the league. And that includes P. Ryan, who ranks at 76 at 1.5 yards. The Bengals' inability to establish the run game is going to hurt Burrow's ability to air the ball out, which will hurt even more as Chase is out. Thoughts on how the team improves the running game?
I think it's already hurting, honestly. Yeah.
You know, Mary, that's a really good question. I think that's a question that a lot of people would like an answer to, and I just don't know the answer to it, to be honest with you. I think that it's probably not as simple as just one thing. Unfortunately, I think it's probably a lot of different things. And
Dalton just took the words out of my mouth. Chris Evans
hold on.
season.
I'm in the wrong screen. Comments.
Chris Evans season.
That
I'm ready
first
for it.
grab he had early in the game on Monday was so good, and I don't think we saw that again the rest of the game.
Let's do it. Like, what do we have to freaking lose at this point? Like, egos aside, and I'm not trying to like dog on Mixon, and maybe it's more O-line or blocking or whatever. I just don't think so. Even P. Ryan every once in a while feels like he's got a little bit more burst or something. I don't know, but Chris Evans, just give me Chris Evans for a little bit. If it doesn't work, then blame me.
Yeah.
But like, do it. Like, just do it.
Yeah. Mary says, sorry, late submission. And my question's kind of like, no, Mary, thank you. We appreciate it. That's why I pulled up Twitter, because I was literally just driving home. So if I wouldn't have seen it. So we appreciate you submitting your question. And the longer, the better.
Yes.
And she says, yeah, lots of variables to consider. I know. And it's complicated. I mean, football is a complicated sport. I mean, you've got all those guys out there, you know, trying to memorize these plays. I still don't understand. It still seems like some form of magic to me. But, you know, I think that I hope that it will get together. I felt like it looked really good against Baltimore. So that's kind of where I'm confused. Like, we know he's still got it. We know he's a good running back still. And I personally love Joe Mixon. I think he's definitely probably one of my favorite offensive players, if not my number one favorite offensive player. But so I know he's still got it. I know he's still got a lot of talent, but I don't know.
Right now, something's not working. So I'm big on try something else. Like, and that's not personal. It's not because I don't love Joe, but like, try something else.
Yeah.
See what happens, you know?
Yeah.
Cap said Zach talked about that. Chris had other opportunities, but the defense dictated Joe throw the ball elsewhere. Yeah, I did see him out there for some snaps, and I did get really excited every time I saw him out there. So I do think that they are trying to incorporate him more. It just depends on what the look the defense gives them. So I think that kind of can sometimes derail kind of what the best laid plans for him and everything. So, but okay, let me see if there's any more questions on Twitter. Nope, I think that is it. Christian said, let me read what he wrote here. He said, slowly getting over the gut punch that was Monday Night Football. I'm hopeful and positive always. Just need a day or two to get it out of my system. So no questions this week. Blind Tiger did help a bit. All right. Tune into Blind Tiger if you haven't yet. That's Cap's show on Tuesday. You helped, Christian. Good job. He said, but did want to reaffirm that you gals are all awesome for doing the show. So many thanks. All right. Well, thank you, Christian, for watching. We appreciate you. And I think that's it for the questions this week. So does
Love
Chad
it.
have any questions? Chad, if you have any questions, let us know and we will get to them after the B Files conspiracy theories.
I did it this time.
My hat was really far away. I had to like get out of my chair and everything. All right. Do you guys have any conspiracy theories? Nobody submitted any this week on Twitter. So, Chad, if you guys have any conspiracy theories, or Kayla, let's hear it.
I saw one on Instagram. I don't remember how much or if we ever talked about it. It was going around on Twitter before the season started. But the theory is that Giselle is a witch who is cursing Tom Brady. And she was helping him when they were married, but now that they're not, she's cursing him. And that's why their season has been what it's been. Discuss.
No, I totally buy that. I think I have heard that before, and I was like, yes.
100%.
No question.
So should we start writing letters and ask her to grant us favor?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I was actually trying to think about this. Like, do we know any witches? Like, is there anybody that could help us?
Please, if you know a witch, will you DM us or
I personally don't know any, but if you guys know any witches, please
Yeah.
let them know to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
We can pay you an ice cream.
Yes. Or Brimminghorn. Brimminghorn sounds a little witchy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. We'll
Yeah.
pay you and whatever you want.
I can send hair samples and tears in a jar. Like,
Yes.
what do you need, lady?
Yeah.
Yes. Give us your list, whatever you need. Cap says, like Stephen King's Thinner, but she whispers older and weaker and thinner. I don't get that reference, but maybe someone does.
I do. Yeah. No, that's creepy. That's so true.
I'm not a
He
huge
does,
Stephen
though.
King fan.
Doesn't Cap's right though? Doesn't he just even look different?
Yes.
He does.
Like,
I
the
think he's
life
lost
is
weight. I think
coming
he's
out of
lost
him.
weight. And you can tell in his face that he's lost weight. And it's funny because like when people show his face changing over the years, I think it's just all like Botox and like plastic surgery stuff, because that will change the shape of your face. Like when you freeze all your muscles, it does change the way that your face is shaped. So I think that he's just done some things and whatever, but I do think that he is probably depressed and has lost weight, and I
It makes
know
me
there's a
feel
lot of
bad
hate.
for him.
That's what I was just gonna say. I know
him.
there's a lot of hate. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people love to hate Tom Brady. They love to hate the Patriots. They love to hate this, that, and the other. I've never really hated Tom Brady. I've always kind of just respected him and thought he was pretty kind of cool, except for all the weird stuff like the Deflate Gate and the other stuff. But I do feel bad. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for anybody going through a divorce. I mean, that's not a fun thing to go through. So I just I feel for him.
Yeah.
But I think Giselle is totally a witch. So if anyone
do
has
too.
her contact information, just let me know.
Yeah.
Well, my conspiracy theory is that we every Halloween is the invasion of the body snatchers. Because do you guys remember last year on Halloween what happened?
Yeah, that was the Jets, right?
I remember. Yes. It was terrible. And it was so weird. And it was like I said last year after the Jets game, I was like, did aliens take the place of our team during that game, specifically the defense? I remember the defense playing really poorly against the Jets last year. And I was like, where's the tackling? What did everyone forget how to tackle? What is happening? So, but then they came right back and they played awesome. So it was like, it was last year. We don't need to talk about it. But I do feel like Halloween, the aliens come down and they snatch all the bodies.
Yeah. I buy that, honestly. I think that could be true. And you're right. I think I suppressed that memory, but you're 100% right. I just flashed back to it. So
I tried not to think about it. I tried not to let that cloud my energy, but it was in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Hey, it makes me feel more optimistic because we came back with a vengeance. So
exactly. And that's the thing. And that's the biggest thing is like People are acting like this is the end of the world, and it's not. It sucks. Yes, it sucks. I hate losing to the Browns. I hate it so much.
Oh
I
yeah.
hate them so much. And I really hate that they have this over us because they are not a good team. They are not a good team. I don't
No.
care. They have good pieces. They have pieces here and there of good players. They are not a good team, but honestly, their whole season was on the line on Monday night. Their coordinators' jobs were on the line. People's contracts were on the line. I mean, there was a lot on the line for them. They really played like their life depended on it. And and I think that's why. Chase Engel says, "Turned in during my favorite segment, LOL." We're glad that you this is your favorite segment. I don't know what that says about the rest of our show, but whatever. It says here, hey Lisa. She says, "Who day, ladies? Who day, Lisa? Thanks so much for being here." Mary says, "Does anyone know if Baker is playing this week for Carolina? He seems to always beat the Bengals. I think he's still injured, but I don't know for sure. I haven't kept up with that. Maybe Kayla will tell us later." Alex McDaniel says, "Jess is right." I'm just gonna leave. I love that sentence. Jess is right. Everyone hear that? Jess is right about Halloween / body snatchers. Also lots of other things, but okay. Remember the Halloween game against the Dolphins? Yes, that was the other one. And that was the other one I was thinking about was that game against the Dolphins where didn't Geno Atkins get hurt during that game? I'll never forget it as long as I live. I think he tore his ACL during that game. Didn't he? Or was that Giovanni Bernard? It was Geno Atkins. Okay. Do old babysitters count as witches? Possibly. I'm open to exploring options. Anyone who's possibly dabbled in witchcraft or has maybe shown signs of being a witch, have them get a hold of me.
It doesn't hurt to ask. So
right. Well, worst they can say is no or be very offended. I don't know. But Sock says Geno tore his ACL that game. Okay, I thought so. As soon as I said it, I thought it was wrong, but I do remember. I remember that like it was yesterday. It was terrible.
It's just not our night. Halloween is not our night, and we wear orange and black, so they're probably always going to make us play on it.
yeah.
Okay, Derek. Now I remember. He says Gio had that huge play. Yeah, that was like that run. That was like how many yards was that run? It was crazy. It was a crazy run that Giovanni Bernard had, and then Geno Atkins tore his ACL. PG88 says no, Baker isn't playing. PJ Walker starting. Gosh, it's very hilarious to me that they're that far down.
PJ
exactly.
who?
I think he was. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna guess because I don't even know anything about him.
Oh God! Now we got like backup quarterback situation.
I think he's played. He's played at least a couple times, but
he's still backup. Has he? Okay, well maybe we'll be fine.
I don't know. He is definitely a backup, but Bengals Nation 09 says that I guess we're still talking about the babysitter. She could let out a cackling laugh. Okay, all right, that's a start. I'm just saying. Thanks, dogs.
Oh, was that her?
Yeah. Help us out. Please curse. Please curse everyone else in the AFC North. Thanks.
Mary just do one curse a week against whoever we're playing. I'd be satisfied with that.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, Mary just said what we all just said, and I don't like it. Derek says XFL superstar PJ Walker. Oh, is he in the XFL? Okay. But
great.
All right. Well, we may have to keep our hats on for the whole game. I don't know. I might take mine to Paycor with me. Put it on in the middle of the game. But I will say also, and this is my fault, and I'm sorry, but I was wearing my cursed chain during the first half of the game. So
yes.
I do feel like this was partially my fault, and I'm sorry for that.
It's okay.
I take responsibility.
We forgive you.
I did go home though and changed my clothes, took off the chain, and it didn't seem to help much. I think it was too little too late, much like a lot of the other things going on, but it was just I will take responsibility for at least some of that. So.
I had like 3 outfit changes that day, I think.
Did you?
Yeah. I was changing spots on the couch. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sarah Elise wore her lucky boots, and even those didn't work. So
yeah.
And she has like the flu. She's at home with the flu, and she wore her lucky boots inside on her couch because she
Oh.
thought they were lucky, and they just didn't work.
Yeah.
Chase says, "What does everyone do when the first half doesn't go well? Switch outfits, change sides of the couch." I don't know. Sometimes I'll change, but
Yes.
sometimes I'm afraid to. I don't know.
I just start trying stuff. I'll change my hat. I'll change my shirt. I'll move sides of the couch. I'll walk around the room like a crazy person. I'll try a different snack. I mean, I just will just go down the list and just try something till it works, and then I'll stay put with whatever.
Wait,
That's
it's
so
like
me too.
finding the spot on the TV, like with the antenna,
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
you were a kid. Like you have
Yeah,
to hold it and you'd be like,
exactly.
"Stop." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, is it coming in clear? Is it working? Is it working? Is this helping? Am I doing it?" Yeah, no. The first thing I do is I take off all my jewelry because I do believe my jewelry sometimes is cursed. So like I know that when we were in New Orleans at halftime, I took off all my jewelry. And I keep like a little pouch in my bag, and I literally just took it all off, put it in my pouch, and then when the game was over,
Hey,
I
it's
put it
only
back on.
weird if it doesn't work, and it worked that day. Good job.
It doesn't always work, but
Did that day. I appreciate that.
Anyway.
I'm gonna now call Kayla's approach to game day luck traditions like the bunny ears approach.
yes,
Adorable and also very accurate. I love
that
it.
is probably true. All right, well, let's do a we need to talk here. Right. We Meet to Talk is sponsored by Birmingham Meadery. Code Tigress gets you 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead. Kayla, what kind are you drinking tonight?
It is called anthropomorphic personification. It's delicious. It's a traditional honey mead, aged 5 years. That's what it says.
I love
But it
those. I
tastes
love the
good.
traditional ones. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
I'm back to drinking slow, deep, and hard.
Mm,
That makes me
classic.
No comment. No comment. I feel like you should bleep that when you read the name off.
Hey,
Bleep yourself.
I have it from the highest authority, aka Sarah Elise, that none of those words that I just said are inappropriate.
I still think you should bleep it. It'd be funny. Be like slow beep and bleep.
I am drinking.
No.
I just inhaled my spit. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anything that just ran through my head.
I hate it when I do that. Oh my god. Okay, I'm dying.
Shut
All
up,
right,
Whitney.
talk
Shut up,
talk
Whitney.
amongst yourselves. What do we need to talk about?
Oh, go, Kayla, go.
I was gonna ask what we needed to do to try to change our luck after that game. What what we need to do to get back to our winning ways, but we kind of already talked about it just a few seconds ago about what the things we're trying. So if you have any other ideas though, other than riding a witch.
I like that one. I think
Definitely
that's our best course of action right now.
Look for some 4-leaf clovers, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could talk about Adam Jones as ruler of the jungle this week. What?
I'm so excited for that. I love
That's
it so
gonna get
much.
crazy. I did not see that coming. Did you guys see that coming? I don't
No,
know why it
No.
surprised me.
But he'll be
I don't
great.
know.
He'll get the crowd hyped.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
do
love it
too.
so much.
Yeah. That's crazy. I love
Yeah,
it.
that's awesome. I love that they do that. That's like my favorite thing.
What's the over under he'll be stoned when he gets up there as ruler of the jungle?
Yay, Christine's here. She says, I miss most of this, but I'm happy to join after work. Hooday, Christine. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. And let's see, where's her other one go? She says, Whitney looks pretty in that zebra print. It's white tiger, but yeah.
We're going white tiger, but this is on Amazon for super cheap. It's a cropped hoodie, Christine.
Oh, that is cute. I
That
like
is
that a
cute.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hubei is the meat of the show. It seems like all the jokes are at her expense. That's okay. If you can't laugh at yourself, what do you got, you know? Greg says for good luck, Cap needs to take the chip challenge again. Greg, I'm sorry. I love you, Greg. We are not doing that again. I can't do it. I didn't even ingest it and I still had to deal with it. We're not doing that again. Ever.
He was
And
knocking.
I pray no one
on
else
heaven's door. He was knocking on heaven's door during that.
No, I think he may have died for a minute or so. I was like, rub some dirt on it. But yeah, it was that was a bad night. That was a bad night.
Yeah.
Mary says, I ordered 2 bottles of King of the North last year. They don't ship to Alabama. Oh no. I had them shipped to my mom and she drove them to me over the summer. Oh my gosh, Mary, that's amazing. That is so cool.
MVP.
I hope you loved it. That was literally I think that's been my favorite one. And I was so nervous about it because I don't like bourbon and I don't like orange flavored things at all. But so it was such a good surprise for me that I really enjoyed that one because I was worried that I wasn't going to like it. But that was probably one of my favorite ones. It was amazing. So
I still have a little bit left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bottle saved. For when we win the Super Bowl. But
yeah. It was really good. When they re-release it, guys, you all have to get it, honestly. It was my favorite probably that I've tried so far, and not just because of the label, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I still have part of my bottle. I wish I had another one.
Christine says, oh, oops, I hit the wrong button. Christine, my bad.
The soundboard is such a good addition. It is so funny.
Only if I push the right buttons, which is never. But
that makes it better.
Yeah.
Dawn says, I'm glad I got to catch up on the show. I'm at my daughter's gymnastics practice and my son is at basketball practice and I had to go let my wife back in because she forgot her keys at the house. And oh my gosh, Dalton, we're on the edge of our seat here.
What happens next? Stay tuned.
What happens next, Dalton? Well, thanks for catching up, Dalton. We appreciate you here. I think we need to talk about the offensive line because Cap provided me with the PFF offensive line rankings in week 9, and the Cincinnati Bengals are ranked 27. They dropped 4 spots. And I feel like at the beginning of the season, we talked about this and we said, you know what, the line doesn't have to be great. They just have to be middle of the pack. We could be middle of the pack. We would be doing well. And I think that, I don't know with PFF grades, I don't look at them every single week, but I think, would you say, Cap, in general, we've been middle of the pack or maybe slightly, bottom third or so? We've not been the very bottom, right? O-line. We've been up and down if you couldn't hear him. So, I feel like now it's just been really rough. And, Jonah Williams has struggled against Myles Garrett. And I feel like every time we get one of these monsters, then we struggle. And yeah, Greg says Jonah has been so streaky. Yeah, it's been really disappointing, honestly. Sock says, O-line, our tackles have been horrible. I think that means our. Guard and center are okay. Yeah, I think center is solid, but it's just been hard. And it's funny, it's on Tuesday morning. I had to go to work on Tuesday morning and I hung up with one of my surgeons from a meeting. I hung up and he immediately called me right back. And I was like, oh, what does he want? He wanted to talk to me about Jonah Williams. He was like, who is this guy? And I had to explain to him that he was our first round draft pick in 2019 from Alabama. And he was injured the first year and blah, blah, blah. I could probably give him way more information than I really wanted, but I really had high hopes for Jonah, and I still believe that he can get it together. I really hope that he would take a step forward this year, and it almost feels like he's taken like a little half step back. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's communication. I don't know what the problem is. But if you'll notice, our thumbnail picture this week is Joe Burrow standing in the pocket, and Cordell Volson is right in front of him, and he's blocking his guys so beautifully. And I picked that photo because I'm like, Cordell Volson, I think, has been such a bright spot on this line and such a big surprise for everybody after the draft, I think. So I really feel like they can get it together, they can get better. It's just it's not happening right now. So hopefully it will continue to get better, but it's been rough.
Yeah. And it wasn't just Miles Garrett, which was hard. There was like a rookie that got around Jonah at one point. It was just a really bad game for him in particular.
Yeah, they drew a lot of criticism from the crew announcing too fairly. I think I think they were even trying to be gentle a lot of the time as they were commenting on it. Like they look awful. Like today, they were getting better though, but like today, like I think they were trying, but it was definitely a talking point throughout the whole game. I was about to stab myself in the ears if they kept it up, but it was pretty bad. Not a good game for those guys.
Yeah.
But they are, I guess, my redeeming quality that I keep trying to fall back on. And I think part of what we saw so beautifully last year, like Jess was talking about, like after the Body Snatchers game and us rallying back, is we do have a very mentally tough unit of guys. And so, you just got to believe that they're going to have an attitude and be willing to put in every ounce of work that they need to fix it. They're going to communicate a lot. This isn't the type of team that implodes or turns on each other. And we've seen that already this season on other squads, like guys yelling at each other on the sidelines, yelling at coaches. That's not what our team does. So mentally, they're still there. Like, thank God they're more mentally tough than our fan base, because our fan base just all collectively,
don't get me started on
mind this week. And I mean, I was upset too, but like there's a difference between being upset and like being critical and then like just losing your mind and saying the crazy, like just jumping off cliffs like lemmings. Like at least our team doesn't do that. Our team is very mentally sound. So
and honestly, that's all that really matters to me. I really try to tune out a lot of the negative voices, but that's just me. Some people embrace them and amplify them, and I can't do it.
I've been off Twitter.
Yeah.
Since the game. I haven't felt great, and then I was like, I do not need that. Not today, Satan. Like I can't just tune in to watch that. I mean, again, I'm fine with being critical and nobody has to be happy about like what they saw. That was a terrible product on the field on Monday, and there's no way to sugarcoat that. That just it was. But like, I choose to believe it was a bad day and that we also had some stuff not go our way with some key injuries during the game. That was crazy. Yeah. What happened? Like, Godspeed and get well, Cheeto, like as fast as possible, please, and stuff. But also, like, do remember that your Bengal squad is very mentally tough. So we have that.
Well said, 100%. And I loved, I tweeted about it today. But Ted Karras saying he was going to be the demeanor hound. I just loved that. Like,
oh, I missed that.
Oh yeah, he said, hold on, let me.
And then ultimately,
hold on, let's start.
My message today: I'm going to be a demeanor hound. I don't want to see any sulking, any pouting. I mean, we got a 6-day sprint here, and then we get a break. So we need to go into the break with a winning record. And I'm going to be on people because we need some high energy, high execution practices, and that's the only way I know how to perform my best on Sunday is practice well Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with high energy, high focus, high intensity, and then ultimately, the crescendos into a great performance on Sunday afternoon. My message today: I'm going to be a demeanor hound.
I love Teddy.
So I really loved that, and I love him so much. Like, it cannot be overstated how much I love that man, because I really just feel like he's come in here and been such a great leader from day one. First year on the team, his fellow players elect him captain. He has just been so great for us, and I think that the reason why our locker room is what it is, the reason why we don't have guys fighting on the sideline and getting sent to the locker room and getting in fights in the locker room is because we have leaders like Ted Karras who are saying like, hey, this is going to be fine. But Rob Duncan says, yeah, Ted was dope as.
Good job, Jen.
I did
That
it.
was
I did it, guys.
perfect.
I did one. I'm really proud of myself.
Nice.
So yeah. Chase says, I want Ted as a Bengal for the rest of his career. That would be amazing. Yes. Ted is the man, says Greg Luther. We agree, Greg. Yeah, he's the bomb. Definitely appreciate his energy. And, just the fact that he came out and said that I thought was really cool. And not that I really think anybody was sulking or whatever he said, but I really appreciate him kind of putting that out there because he doesn't have to say that to the media. He could just say, we're all fine. Everything's fine. This is fine, but the fact that he's saying like, I am personally ensuring that everybody's head is right. Just really, I think, speaks to his leadership and everything else. So,
yeah. So next time you're all worried that like and the sky is falling and you're a bunch of chicken littles and all that kind of stuff, maybe you should put the Ted Karras speech that Jess just played on repeat. Yes. He's talking to all of us too. What if Ted Karras was the meaner hound in the fan base and he just went around like checking attitudes?
Like he could cite you a ticket, like demeanor maid, Cap just said. Like a demeanor maid.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Like your limit is up of crying. You tweeted too many times today. You're at your limit, sir.
Yep.
But Dylan says we all need that TED talk in the locker room and on the field.
TED talk. That's
very good.
TED talk.
Very good.
Dalton, that's perfect. You got to do that, Dalton. You got to do something for that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a new shirt idea. Mary, I like where your head's at. For sure. I love that.
Oh my God, that's genius.
Yeah. TED Talks. That was so cute, Dalton.
That's perfect. I love it.
Mind blown.
Well, our resident psychic is not here, but I still want to play this graphic because I like it. Well, Miss Jerry's not here tonight, but if she were here, what do you guys think she would say? The Bengals lose by 1 million?
Probably.
I think she'd say, screw that. It hasn't been working. And we're going to kick the Panthers' ass.
Okay.
Hey.
I like it. Whatever Miss Jerry would say, that's what we're
saying.
Jake.
Sorry if I'm wrong, Jerry.
Whatever.
I'm going with it.
Whatever. We appreciate her and we're wishing her the best right now. But.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our injury report then.
All right. We touched on how brutal this one's going to be, so we'll just power through it. Cheeto's out for the year. ACL tear. Trey Flowers did not practice. Hamstring. Mike Hilton did not practice. Finger. Tupou still not back practicing. DJ Reader's not going to play this week. And Eli Apple is day-to-day. Stanley Morgan got in a limited practice. So pretty bad. We're in a pretty bad.
Drinky.
Luckily, the bye is right around the corner, but we're in a bad spot right now as far as injuries. For the Panthers, we'll keep an eye on the running backs. Chuba Hubbard was limited, and Deonta Foreman did not practice. So,
and Christian McCaffrey is now a 49er.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
That's the one we got going for us too.
And you said PJ Walker is their quarterback this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
get
hopefully get a win, and then we get a week to just kind of recuperate, get some of these people back, hopefully.
Yeah.
Pam wants to know, do we all need to head to Cincy to fill in a few spots?
Yeah.
I think so, Mama Pam. I think you should just come up here and just, give it a go.
Yeah.
Mostly just because I want to meet you in person.
Please, no one let her on the actual field. That's not.
No, I want her on the actual field.
I would like to see it.
We should do it. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Chase says, kick the Panthers.
You've gotten so good at it.
I know where it is now. I'm getting better at finding it. It's right below my mute button. Sometimes I mute myself on accident, but that only happened once tonight. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy that the injuries really hurt, and guys like Cheeto, I feel like just are not replaceable. I mean, there's no guy that you can go out and get that's going to be a Cheeto. There's just not. He's so special, and that really, really, really hurts him being out. And all these guys are great, but I think he's probably the one that stands out the most to me. DJ Reader, obviously, that was a big loss when he got hurt. I'm hoping we can get him back after the bye. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
So, the fact that Cheeto's out for the year is a big bummer, but the other guys just gotta step up. So we shall see next man up. So
we really need Eli Apple to be playing on Sunday.
Yep, and then maybe we'll see Cam Taylor-Britt. Maybe we'll see more Dax. Maybe we'll see some of these young guys step up. So I think that there's good potential. I think from our guys. So everyone's just gotta do their job and execute. I think that will make the difference. So Haas says, everyone been wanting more Dax Hill and CTB, including myself. Well, unfortunate circumstances, but let's go rookies. It's time. Yeah, Haas, I agree. It's I wish it wasn't due to injuries. I wish it was just because they were, I don't know what, but it is what it is. So we have a depth chart for a reason. So my puppy wants to say hi.
BB.
Oh, this is squirrel.
Hi.
That's a good luck charm, I feel like.
Yeah.
She didn't really help me much on Monday, but that's okay.
It's not her fault. Which to blame, I think.
Yeah. Dalton says, I love that he still wants to be in meetings and sidelines during games. Is that Cheeto?
Yeah, he's the man. I love Cheeto.
Which is great. I love that because his presence, I think he's just got that leadership quality, that unspoken, whatever. Just he's got that presence about him. So I think that's really good for these guys too. Fox says, I think you're gonna see a fair amount of Dax Sunday and at CB. Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
We'll see.
We're gonna have to probably.
Yeah. Don says, "All pup." Yeah, that. What you doing?
Now that's the shot for Luther Vision.
Are you on the show? Are you on the show? Trey says, "Give us more pets on camera." Well, this is the only one that ever wants to be.
I could go bring my Great Danes from upstairs, but then there'd be like drool on the camera. It would be a lot.
Worth it.
I saw this thing. I think it was a baseball game or something where they had to bark in the park, and they had, how they'll do like the different things on video camera or on the video board or whatever. They had the Simba cam where everyone held their head up like Simba and the Lion King.
That's so cute.
Oh, that was funny. What are you doing?
She seems into it. She's like born for the camera. She's like, is this my good side? Yeah. Mom, is this my good side or is this my good side?
Silly girl. Okay, well, what do we have? Do we have anything for arts and crafts today? I am obviously wearing my Christmas hat. I'm wearing my Santa hat and my Christmas sweater. And I've been listening to Mariah Carey on repeat because that is the greatest source of joy for me right now. The fact that Christmas is coming. So that's just my own personal way to make myself happy. But what have you guys been doing for self-care in the past few days to kind of help yourself like power through this?
Been listening to a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen and making a lot of apple cider.
So she's got a new album out, right?
Yes, and it's excellent. I must say, if you love pop, listen to it immediately.
Better than Call Me Maybe, because I feel like there's just no topping Call Me Maybe.
I think it's my second favorite album of hers. I'm a big Carly Rae fan, so
it's crazy. Bye, Dalton. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you Take care of the kiddos. We'll see you next time. We appreciate you. But that's awesome. I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah.
What you been doing for yourself?
Oh, girl, I slept a lot. I didn't take naps.
Staying off of social media, I think, is a big one.
Yeah.
And I've done a little bit of a social media detox the last couple, since Monday. And it's not just for that reason. Just don't you feel like you get fatigued during the season? Like it's right around bye that I'm like, I need a bye too. Like
Yeah.
I'm burnt. And so, yeah, it was a nice way to force me into taking a couple days away. So I highly encourage it.
Sarah says she
Sarah
loves
knows.
Carly Rae. Most of her music is nothing like Call Me Maybe. But I like Call Me Maybe.
Call
Yeah, I
Me
do
Maybe
too.
is a banger, but I would say the rest of her albums are also extremely good, and you should listen to them immediately.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% going to do that after the show. I'm going to look up the Gravy song
Yeah, Gravy Boat.
and Carly.
Sorry, I had to yell at my dogs. Not this one. Not this little angel. My other two are barking at something. I don't know what. My 16-year-old is kind of losing it a little bit, so I don't know who knows what he's barking at. His own shadow, possibly. But that's awesome. I will definitely check out Carly Rae. I'm always looking for new music, so that's cool. I didn't listen to any of her other album. I only heard Call Me Maybe on the radio. And I remember when my sister got married, that song had just come out and the DJ played it at her wedding and everybody lost their minds. So that was fun.
It's very fun. The album Emotion, very good. That's my favorite album of hers.
That's a good one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Socks says a school night for my boy. Have a good night. Have a great night, ladies. Thanks, Socks. Appreciate you being here. Hooday. Appreciate it.
Night. What was that wave I was just doing? Like those cats.
That's how my grandma waves at me from her door
Oh.
when I'm leaving. That's how she waves at me until she can't see me anymore. Like when I was a kid, I would like we'd wave in the car until we like got to the end of the street. And now even as an adult, she stands at her door and she waves at me like this.
That's really sweet.
I know, she's the best. I love it.
Hi, Jess's grandma. I just channeled you for a second. I don't know how.
I love it. Anything else? Anybody get anything new lately? I got a new hat that I wore that is probably now unlucky, but okay. I got a new hat from the store called Corporate. There's a store. It's down in Hyde Park. They may have another one too, but I went to the one that was in Hyde Park. Cap was like, you got to go find me these hats. And so I went down there and I found that they had the most amazing selection of hats down there. All these really like old school looking ones that were really cool. They had the Leaping Tiger logo. And the one that I got was actually a black hat with white stitching. It was the white running tiger. And it had like the 50th anniversary logo on it. It was really, really, really cute. So it's unfortunate that it is now unlucky. All right, you want down?
There's always next season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said about my chain, and that did not work either, but whatever.
I don't have anything new, but I keep getting this ad from like NFL shop or whatever, but it's for this. If you guys have seen it, if not, I'll at least DM you guys the picture, but it's kind of cropped sweatshirt. I think it might have a hoodie, but it's a sweatshirt and it's like color blocked where like there's a diagonal line and the top half is white and the bottom half is like black. And it has Bengals written up the side of it. You know what I'm talking about, Kayla?
Yes,
Like
I have been tempted. Yes, it's that one, Jess.
It's the DKNY one. Yeah.
One.
I have a DKNY from a couple of years ago, and I really like it. So
it catches my eye every time, and I don't know why I haven't just went ahead and bought it yet. That'd probably make me feel better about everything. So
retail therapy, I highly recommend.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it. And they also have for the ladies hat that's black and it just has Bengals in white stitching across the top of it, like collegiate block almost, like, and it's just very slick. It's very clean, and it would look really great with that sweatshirt. They know what they're doing. They know.
They do.
They keep pulling me in.
Yep.
Sucker.
All right. Anything else? I think that's about it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody who joined us live. Everybody, thanks, chat, for all the comments. I appreciate everything. Oh, wait, we got Rob here. What's he say? I have a lucky shirt. Wore it for the whiteout game. Bengals have not lost when I've worn it at the games. I will be wearing it this Sunday. Okay, Rob, you better be.
Put it down as a dub.
Also, it's going to be warm again this week, so I'm going to definitely wear a blindside crop top again because those are definitely lucky and you cannot convince me otherwise. So,
Yeah.
Get it out there.
Whitney should be the show's fashion advisor.
No. No. I am in last place contending with these.
Stop it. You are not.
Oh, no, I am. I'm constantly just like, whatever you guys do, I'm like, I got to get that too.
Whatever. You're the best.
I fashion stalk you. 100.
Okay. Well, I think that's all we have for tonight. Thank you guys all so much. We really appreciate you all. Look out. We've got an exciting announcement coming up soon with Betfred. We're joining forces with Betfred. So look for that announcement. We're going to throw something up on Twitter. So look for that. And we will see you guys next time. Hoo day, everybody.
Hoo day.